not forgotten you. And I pray that from today, the Lord will arise for you in the name of Jesus. He has not forgotten you. But the devil will make you feel that, see, you are passing through this because God is not there for you again. I can take you somewhere where you can get a way of escape. It's a lie. God has not forgotten you. The devil is speaking that to your mind so that you can look for alternative. And he knows that the alternative to God is himself, so that he can destroy you. That was what he did to Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden in Genesis chapter 3. If you look at verse 1 and verse 5 of Genesis chapter 3, 1 to 5, he knew that God has given them everything that they need. But God told them not to do something. He came to announce to them that God hated them, that God has forgotten them in that garden. That was why he said they should not eat so fruit. And he manipulated by saying, you know, if you eat the fruit, this and this will happen to you. That's the way the devil is speaking to us. The devil is saying, see, you are not making it in your office. You better join them to embezzle money so that you can make it. You are not promoted in your office. You better sleep with your MD so that he can promote you. The devil will speak something to your mind and make you know that God has forgotten you. But I've come to announce to you that God has not forgotten you. You know, sometimes when a woman is getting to 35, 40, the devil will be speaking to you that, you can't get husband again. I have seen a woman who first marriage was at age 65. The first time she will ever get married was at age 65. Never got married and got married at age 65 to a billionaire. God has not forgotten you. The devil is only speaking to your mind that God has forgotten you. But God has not forgotten you. Now, this is what the devil does. He will look at your weak point. And say, God is not there. I can get money for you. I can get a house for you. It might be a job. It will manipulate. Someone was telling me that someone wants to give her a job. And the person was saying, you will work Monday to Sunday. But I will pay you so salary that very attractive. And the person said, okay, please, remove Sunday from it. Let me go to church on Sunday. And this person is saying, no, you must come on Sunday. Okay, even if I will come on Sunday, let me worship God in the morning. And then in the afternoon, I will come. The person is saying, no. That's the trap of the devil. God has not forgotten you. He can open ways where you think there is no way. He has not forgotten you. The devil is only telling you that God is not there. But God has not forgotten you. That's the first thing that will happen to you. When things are difficult, the devil will come. Why me? Why not you? Why not you? The second thing that happens to Christians when they are passing through challenges is for you to be wise. When that thing that happening to you, what you are facing now, you are facing it for you to be strong and for you to be wise. Because if you don't pass through it, you will not be wise. Yoruba sọ pé ọmọ ò jẹ̀yà olóńgbọ́n. Who is your teacher? There are some things that you will pass through. It's for you to be wise and for you to be strong. You see, when I came here, when the church started here, the agent that brought us here, immediately we signed everything and I said, go ahead. I said, no, I can't go ahead first. I need to go and find out who are the leaders, who are the executive of this environment. Pastor, what kind of thing is that? You don't need that now. Just, we are the owner of our land. Continue, let church come. I said, no, I must. And I said, I won't even go there alone. You will go with me. Now, to him, he thought that, wow, this pastor is so wise. Because when we got there, the chairman of this community narrated every story I need to know about the community, about even the land. Narrated everything for me. That even the landlord didn't know. The agent was looking at me that this man is so wise. But he didn't know that I did that because I have fallen before. I have passed through a particular experience that brought the church to his knee. So that experience became a teacher to me. What you are passing through now is for you to be strong. If you don't go through it, there are some things you will not know. Àwọn kankan wà tó ń là kọjá báyìí kó bá lè gbọ́n ní, kó bá lè jẹ́ alágbára nínú Kristi ní. And I want you to know that what you are passing through that someone else has not passed through, that thing that makes you to have more experience than the person that have not gone through that thing. Ohun tó ń là kọjá nísìnyí ti jẹ́ kó ó ti fi ẹ́ ṣe àgbà ẹni tí ò tí làárú ẹ̀ kọjá rí. So don't blame yourself. Don't kill yourself over the challenges. There is no money now, so that you can know how to manage money when it comes. Men have not toasted you now, because God is preparing you for the right man to come, so that you can be wise and know how to manage a good man when he comes. So don't say things are difficult because God has forgotten you. No, God has not forgotten you. It's for you to be wise. You see, I keep saying this. In music, I have passed through a lot. When I was in Lagos, people will call me and say, Alagba, you are very good in singing. You are very good. And you know, when people keep saying that, it got to me, I said, you are very good. I form a band in music. We have cards that will give people marriage. It's a cool naming ceremony. We sing everywhere and people like us. That band there, we call it, I don't know the name we call that band in those days. We're very young, but people like us. So after that, we have a lot of songs that we have composed, and people say, you guys go to studio now, we will buy your CD, you are talented. Everywhere I go to, people will say, wow, you are very good in music. That began a journey for me. And that journey looks as if God has forgotten me. I have gone to King Sunny Ade, when his office was at Adedeji in Ikeja, to look for promoter, to no avail. I have gone to Ebenezer Obey. The studio was Agbotikuyo area in Agege, the Cross Studio. I have gone there looking for a promoter, to no avail. What is happening? Someone said, go to Evangelist Sani Okosun. For those who still remember Sani Okosun in those days. I went there. He said I should go and look for 500,000. He will get a very good promoter. We're talking about almost 20 years. Where will I get 500,000 even in these days? Is still huge money. I have gone everywhere. There was a man called Babara. He has died now. A lot of people will know one of his songs. Very popular musician. I located him. They told me where his promoter is. I went there, K2 Z Plus Music. I'm not sure there is any promoter in Lagos that I don't know. Running up and down looking for who will promote my musical career. At the end of the day, to no avail. The man saw my promo. So there's a particular one you will do. They will listen to it. Once they like it, they will say, let's go to studio. The man listen to it and say, this song is very good, but I can't promote you now. If you have money, you can bring the money, we will do it. But sir, did Babara bring money? Say, well, you know, it gave me so many stories, and yet I left that place disappointed. It seems God has forgotten me. But sometimes you need to pass through some things so you can be wise. So you can be wise. I've gone to Ketu. They said the person that was promoting Ayefele was in Oshodi. I went to Oshodi. Galaxy. All because I needed a promoter for music. But it didn't work out. And it seems as if God has forgotten me. I've told us here how I went to Ibadan. And the man listened to my song on a particular Sunday. He said, wow. You have arrived. And he called his manager, everybody. We have seen a musician we want to promote. Wow, this is very good. Are you sure you are the one that composed this song? Yes, I'm the one. Come on Tuesday. I will have called all the other people so we can sign a contract. And then, you know, only meeting for Kurokemoti. I want to blow, Abi. We're about to blow. So I went back to Lagos rejoicing that I will need that mama. By Tuesday, I went back to his office. He has called everybody that needed to sign all the contract that I need to sign. He said, but before we sign, put the CD again. Let's listen to it. He said, I said the one you brought on Sunday. That's the one I said you should bring. It's the same thing that I brought. He said, no. This one is not the one I was listening to on Sunday. Sir, maybe there's a problem with the tape. Let's play it in another place. He said, no, this is not the song. That was how I left Ibadan. I felt like killing myself, as if God has forgotten me. But God was preparing me for something. When I came to Abuja, I came to one of the best churches in Abuja. I have passed through a lot of experiencing from different promoter to another promoter. I got to that church. A year or so, I became the head of the choir. They needed to do CD. They are looking for experience. There is no better person that have all the experiences than myself because of what I've gone through. That was why in Abuja today, every white garment church, nobody, has been succeeding in producing quality CD in white garment than that church. And they have many white garment churches now, but they are bigger than them because of my experience. What you are passing through now is for you to learn something so that it can make you strong. It didn't allow you to be blessed for now. Oh, so that when the money now comes after that, you have already grown in the spirit. You won't go back. So you are passing through it so that you can know God more. So that you can know God more. If Jesus started his ministry at age 12, he might not succeed. What year did he just start his ministry? 30 years. When did he die? 33. So what happened to Jesus from age 1 to age 30? He was learning about God, studying about God. Don't forget that even though Jesus was with God, but he came to earth like you and myself. He was learning everything we're learning wisdom, learning power, learning everything. He was with a carpenter father, learning everything about carpentry. He learned for 30 years. He was learning, reading the book of Isaiah, reading the Genesis. He knows everything in the Bible. So after 30 years, when the devil came, in Matthew chapter 4, Luke chapter 4, the devil came and tempted him. He had been equipped to quote the Bible to the devil. Let's look at Matthew chapter 5. Let's start from verse 1. Yes. He went to a mountain. Yes. Yes.
And he opened his mouth.
Yes.
And taught them, saying,
Yes.
Blessed are the poor
4 from verse 1. Matthew 4 from verse 1. Luke 4 from verse 1.
Then was Jesus led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by
the devil. Yes.
And when he
fasted for 40 days
and 40 nights.
That was the beginning of his ministry. He was 30 years old at this point. Continue, sir.
He was afterward and hungry.
Yes.
And when the tempter came
the
to
devil came to him.
He said,
yes.
If thou be the Son of God.
If thou be the Son of God.
Command
the stone.
Yes. Be made bread.
Now, if Jesus has not passed through learning process from age 1 to age 30, he won't be able to say what he said in verse 4.
But he answered,
yes,
and said,
it is written,
man shall not live
you will not live by bread alone,
but by
every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God. What was Jesus saying? Jesus was only quoting the Bible. Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 3. He was quoting it for the devil. Which means that the first 30 years of Jesus, he has used the time to learn about the Bible. So what you are passing through now is a period for you to learn more about God. So that by the time the blessing comes, the wind, the devil will not be able to sweep you away. It's for you to know God more. That's why some of us, if anything happened to us now, it's like for you know some people pray like that. You know, instead of you to sit down with the Bible and find where he said that no weapon fashioned against me shall prosper. So that period of waiting is a period for you to learn more about God. It's a period for you to learn more about God. Do you know that if Anna has not waited for those years, he will not have promised God that I will give the child to God. Okay, Elkanah, the Bible says, for those scholars in the Bible, they said he waited for almost 19 years. Anna, because he has waited and it seems God has forgotten him. He now say, well, God, now I've known about you that you can do all things. If you give me this child, after 19 years of marriage, I will present the child to you. That's what period of waiting can do to you. It makes you to know God more. It makes you to serve God more. Don't use the period to be redundant. It's a period to serve God. It's a period to learn more about God because God has not forgotten you. You might think that where they pray for people, the sickness has gone. My own sickness has not gone. God has a timing for you. He has not forgotten you. God has not forgotten you. Now I'm going to tell us attitude when we are passing through challenges? What are the attitudes that we should display when we are passing through? Number one, kí làwọn nǹkan tó yẹ ká fi sọ́kàn nígbà tó bá dà pé gbogbo ayé ti wá kẹ̀yìn sí wa? Kí lóhun tó yẹ ká ṣe gan ní ìgbà yẹn? When it seems things are difficult. Number one is to know that God has not forgotten his promises. He doesn't forget his promises. He doesn't. If he has promised you something, he will not forget. It might not look 39:34, Numbers 23:19, 2 Peter 3:9. Quickly. He doesn't forget his promises. Psalm 89:34. Numbers 23. He didn't say at your time. He didn't say at his time. He said at each time. Check it very well. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 11. At the time appointed by God. At the time appointed by God. Each time. Each time. Of course, King James Version use a lot of word, but it makes something beautiful at its time, at the time appointed for that thing. So don't time God. Don't time God. Not at your time. At the time that that thing will come, God will bring it to pass. Do you know that if Joseph has been in the prison and he spent 1 year and he prayed that God, have mercy upon me, I must leave this prison, and they took him out of prison at the first year and he went back to meet his parents, that would have been the end of Joseph and all his entire generation. So if God has not answered your prayer, it's because God for it. Joseph was a righteous man and he spent years for a very long time. Why? God knew that it is from that prison to glory for him. You know, if Obasanjo has not been in prison in Nigeria, he won't be Nigerian president again. Tori anu pe o ti lọ sẹ́wọ̀n unjustly that Abacha just did abacadabra and put him in prison. Anu yẹn ló wá ṣe àwọn ènìyàn pé ọmọ rẹ̀ ṣe o, a former general, former president of Nigeria to go into prison. It was Abiola that suffered. It was him that enjoyed the blessing that Abiola should have enjoyed, because God decided to take him to prison at his own time to become president. So what you are passing through now, there is timing, there is expiry date for it. There is no drug without expiry date. When they give you, it doesn't have expiry date, it's fake. It's fake. All the kunu, all the zobos, without expiry date, be careful. That problem has expired. Only about law. I was talking to someone and he said he knows of someone who got married 35 years. It's for the glory of God to come out. 35 years. But you are married 10 years. Then everyone else must fall because you have not gotten pregnant. God has not forgotten you. God has not forgotten you. If you ask Eli will tell you that it would have been better for him and his wife not to have children at the time that he died, because his ministry would have been sustained beyond the time that Eli died. The children killed him. So God has timing for everything. Don't time God. Don't time God. In Genesis 45, let's look at what Joseph said. Genesis 45, verse 7 and 8. Look at what Joseph said. Yes. So that I can preserve you and prosper you. Yes. Yes. You didn't send me. It was God. Yes. Yes. It's okay, man. Let me explain what happened. God has seen before time that a time is coming that there will be famine in that environment. If Joseph has not been sold to Egypt, everybody in his generation will have died. Why? The Bible said money failed. He said money failed. I think Genesis 44. He said money failed. Because there was famine there. So, Joseph with his father and their mothers, they were in Canaan. They have money, nothing to buy because they were. If Joseph was not sold to Egypt, if he was with them, all of them would have had money. There would not have been anything to use the money to buy. But God has sent Joseph ahead of them to be in the prison, from prison to become prime minister, and preserve the entire Egypt. What God used Joseph to do, only in Egypt, and they came to Egypt. They now have money to buy things. The money would have not been to buy anything if Joseph was not in the prison. Because God used Joseph to preserve food for 7 years. Joseph will preserve for 7 years. They will all have died. They will have died. So don't time God. Number 3. At the time of the challenges, at the time of difficulties, these are the time to build capacity. So number 3, build capacity. Build capacity. Sherry, this is a major challenge that we have in Christianity nowadays. A Christian will prefer that you will just lay hands on him or her. You know there is miracle money everywhere now. Oh, in the name of Jesus, go and check your bank account. Money has entered. That's what Christian wants nowadays. They don't want to build capacity. The ability to generate the money, they don't need it. They don't want. Just pray for me. Let someone dash me money. And that you can't sustain it. You can't sustain it. That's why people go to mountain now because they want miracle money. Just pray for me. Lay hands on me. Some people even say, lay hands on my phone. And then alert will come. Build capacity. Let me tell you this story. In 2016, 2017, if I see paper in the ground, I'll probably call it money. Now, I can't explain the kind of person that I have been before that time. I don't even drive myself. I have official driver. Everything that I need, I have it. As at 2010, my house rent was 1.5 million naira. As at where I live, my rent as at 2010 was 1.5 million naira. So you can know that I'm not poor. But by 2016 and 2017, but you know what happened to me? God, that was the best period of my life. You know why? 2016, 2017. Sherry, everything I know in Bible 9, 90% of them, I know it in 2016, 2017. My wife can testify. Every time I draw new, my Bible. My wife will go to the office, come back. But to her, I was so useless to myself. Bible. The way the bed will be when she left is the way the bed. When she comes back, the pillow will still be there. I'm still reading Bible. But that was the best year for me to prepare myself as a pastor. So time to pass through challenges in this thing is the time for you. That thing that you know to go and build on it. You are a fashion designer. You have gone everywhere. Oh, Richard, you're a stylist. You have gone everywhere. It's the time for you to go and learn more about how to sew the latest clothes. You have gone to school. You are an accountant. Oh, Richard. The question is, are you a chartered accountant? Oh, if you are a chartered accountant, do you have MBA? Assuming you even have MBA, the latest standard on accounting is the period for you to go and learn about it. It's to school every year they build on it. Before we were using SAS, Statement of Accounting Standard. Nowadays, they are using International Accounting Standard. The time that you don't have a job now is the time you should go and buy International Accounting Standard and begin to read it so that when the job comes, you have equipped yourself. You have gone to school. Things are difficult. And they say, do you know, can you use computer? You say, I don't use computer. And you don't have a job. Is it not the time you should go and enroll? Look for someone that works in the computer center and say, please teach me how to type. You are just looking for, you are praying for Oluwa, Ishe must come. By the time the job comes, you won't spend 3 months before they will sack you. So the time of challenges is the time to build capacity. Don't wait for 1 minute, because over today, I was telling Pastor you're coming yesterday or day before, I say, this lesson you are asking me to give you, I won't give you until probably Friday. Or he said, I'm so busy. But then I can give him for 3 weeks before. He said, I'm so busy. By the time you get busy, you won't be able to equip yourself again. When things are difficult now, go and learn more. Go and learn more things. There are latest way of doing it. Go and learn it when there are no job now. So that when the job comes, you can equip yourself. You can equip yourself. Number 4. When things are difficult for you, what should be your attitude? That's when you should be committed to prayer. That's when you should be committed to study of the word. That's when you should be committed to prayer. That's when you should be committed to the study of the word. Now let me tell you what prayer and the study of the word does to you. Cherry, it might not show now. It might be the next 10 years. It might be the next 20 years. But you know, the prayer you are praying now can secure the challenges that you will face in the next 10 years. That's why when you are free now, don't disturb where children have not come. Or if children come, there is no job. You can still sit down. Let me tell you this. Do you know that last year, COVID-19 period, the 6 months of last year, that there was no job, I can tell you that it was a period that a lot of people make money. The period of COVID-19. That when you lost there are some people, it was a period they made the best of their money. They were committed to study. Things they didn't know before, they now know it. Reading. That period, I was committed to reading. I was committed to prayer. In fact, my wife knew I enrolled for a course in South Africa. Wanted to buy me load, want to go me double, but I learned something. I just felt that we do the church print flyer every week, and I said this one that nobody is going to church. Let me learn it, and I enrolled, and I was learning graphic art, everything graphic. I just needed to learn something, and I learned it, and I pay in dollars, and I learn, and I know to some extent. So it's a prayer for you to be committed to reading the word, reading books, reading things that can help you. And finally, after you have done everything that I've said now, you have not forgotten the promises of God. Number 2, you have not timed God. You make him to determine the time by himself. Number 3, you have built capacity. Number 4, you are committed to prayer and study. After you have done all this and things still remain the way it is, then just wait. Just do what? Just wait. God answers people when their attitude change from themselves to God. I want you to learn this. God answers you when you take away yourself from the equation and bring God into the equation. You forget about the problem. Just wait. Just wait. Job, from Job chapter 1 to Job chapter 41, he has done everything. He has prayed, sang praises, did everything. God did not answer him. But what happened in Job 42? What did he do in Job 42? Verse 10. Job 42:10. When he forget about himself and face God and pray for who? For his friend. After you have done everything, things still remain the same. Just wait. Forget. Remove yourself from the equation that you don't exist. That's when God will not show up for you. But if you keep putting yourself into the equation, God will just be looking at you. Tony. God will be looking at you. But wait for the appointed time. Just wait. Don't do anything again. Just wait. And I can tell you, the waiting period is the most difficult period. Devil will be coming. Friend will be coming. People will say, we can send you somewhere. People will come with different ideas. It's a time to wait. God has not forgotten you. God has not forgotten. Let's look at Psalm 27 verse 14. Let's look at Psalm 40 verse 1 as well. Isaiah 40:31. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage. It will strengthen you. And I say again, wait on the Lord. When you have done all the first 4 that I told you, the next thing is to wait on the Lord. Just wait. He will do it, except you are lazy. God will not forget you. He didn't forget you, sir. He didn't forget you. Just wait for him. And he will turn the situation around. Just wait for him. Isaiah 40 verse 1. Isaiah 40:31. Psalm 40 verse 1.
I waited patiently for the Lord.
I waited patiently for the Lord.
And he inclined unto me.
He inclined unto me.
And heard
me. Mofi brother wa kan share as apere ni church. He came to this church as bricklayer. And he's not ashamed. If himself, he tell everybody about it. He came to this church as bricklayer and he was a graduate. But when the time comes, he's a manager in his office now. All the transformation took place within 2 months. From being a bricklayer to being a manager in a bank. Just wait on the Lord. Just wait. Look at what the Bible says and we close it. Ephesians chapter 6. God said, do everything you need to do. Take the whole armor of God. And after you have done everything, he said, just wait. Ephesians chapter 6. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10 to 13, and we close the service.
Finally,
my
brethren,
yes,
Be strong in the Lord.
You need to be strong in the Lord.
And in the power of His
And
might.
in all His powers.
Put on the whole armor of God.
Everything that we have told you, put it on.
That ye may be able to stand.
So that you can be stand. Yes. Yes.
For we wrestle not against the flesh.
We are fighting devil, fighting a lot of people. Yes.
But against principalities.
Yes.
Against power.
Against power.
Against the rulers of the darkness
yes.
of this world.
Yes.
Against the spiritual wickedness.
God has told you everything you need to know, everybody you need to fight. Verse 13.
Wherefore.
He now says, but.
Take unto you.
Yes.
The whole armor of God.
Yes.
That ye may be able to withstand.
Yes.
In the evil day.
Yes.
And having done all.
After you have done everything that we say.
To stand.
Just wait. Just wait. That's when God will not show up for you. I want us to be on our feet. Jésù mo wá sọ́dọ̀ rẹ. Má jẹ́ wàhálà láìrí ọ. Olúwa. Má jẹ́ wàhálà láìrí ọ. Má jẹ́ wàhálà láìrí ọ. Jésù mo wá sọ́dọ̀ rẹ. Má jẹ́ wàhálà láìrí ọ. I know that whether you like it or not, there are a lot of people that are passing through one challenges or the other. I need you to talk to God in 2 minutes. That thing that you want God to step in for. Ibi tó fẹ́ kọ́ lọ́run ti fi ara rẹ̀ hàn fún ọ. Challenges that you are passing through. Àwọn tó ń da ọkàn yẹn láàmú tó ti fẹ́ kọ́ lọ́run fi ọwọ́ tọ́. Orin yẹn sọ pé fọwọ́ tọ́ mi o Jésù. Fọwọ́ tọ́ mi o Bàbá. Fọwọ́ tọ́ mi o Jésù. Fọwọ́ tọ́ mi o. Má jẹ́ wá o. Má jẹ́ wá. Bákan náà mọ́. Fọwọ́ tọ́ mi o. Bàbá má jẹ́ wá. Bákan náà mọ́. Fọwọ́ tọ́ mi o. Bàbá. Now, this is the way I want you to pray this prayer. There are areas that you need a touch of God. That, oh Lord, by 30th of September, I want this to be turned to testimony for me. You know those things in your life, in your business, in your marriage. You know that area that you want God to step in for you. Oh God, by 30th of September, I want this concern to become testimony for me. Can you turn it to prayer? Can you turn it to prayer? Begin to talk to God now. Talk to God now. Mention that concern. Mention that challenges. Talk to God, talk to God, talk to God, talk to God. Mention that area of concern. Either it's your job, it's your marriage, it's your business, it's your head. Mention that thing. And say, oh God, by 30th of September, it must become a testimony in my life. You have 30 seconds more, 30 seconds more. Talk to God with your heart. Say, call unto me and I will answer you and I will show you great and mighty things that you know not. Talk to him. 30 seconds more, 30 seconds more. In Jesus' mighty name, we have prayed.